嗨，各位同学好，欢迎来到 Phonics 自然音标。Phonics 自然音标的课程，今天老师为你介绍的是 Vocabulary of the Day。Vocabulary of the Day。同样的，我们今天可以到 cn.com edition.cnn.com 去寻找本日的 Headline News of the Day， 并且从中去寻找一些 Vocabulary words， 让我们去学习它的拼音、技巧以及逻辑。Okay, students, let's go to the cn.com, edition.cn.com, and looking for the headline news of the day, and pick up some vocabulary words. Pick out some vocabulary words, and we can learn how the pronunciation rules and how to improve the spelling from those vocabulary words. Okay, let's on today's most popular session, most popular. Here I see an article title, How Jazz is Thriving in China's Ancient Capital. How Jazz is Thriving in China's Ancient Capital. How Jazz is Thriving in China's Ancient Capital. Okay, I guess this is maybe that's something old, or maybe something is new, or something that is musical. That can improve the living. Okay, let's go to the let's read the inside news. Okay, students, if you want to study with me with this article title, what I want you to do is on the top right hand side, you will see a search bar, a search menu right here on the top right hand side. And I want you to type the article title right here. The article title is Beijing. Bebop. Bebop. Once scorned, jazz is suddenly thriving in the Chinese capital. Again, today's article title is Beijing. Bebop. Once scorned, jazz is suddenly thriving in the Chinese capital. Again, the title for today is Beijing Bebop. Once scorned, jazz is suddenly thriving in the Chinese capital. Okay, I'm going to read the partial, the description under the images. Where to see jazz in Beijing? Yishuan Live Jazz Cafe. Yishuan is Beijing's only music venue dedicated to jazz. The venue stages jazz concerts Wednesdays through Sunday. Performances usually start at 10 p.m. Now cover charge 2. Guanhai 9 yen, just west of the post office, Xinjiang district. Okay, I'm going to read the story highlight. Jazz was dismissed as bourgeois Western music in China during the Cultural Revolution. Liu Yuan, father of Beijing jazz scene, founding the city's first and only jazz bar in the 1990s. The city was witnessed an increase in jazz talent and fans in recent decades. New York renowned Blue Note Club is set to open an outpost in Beijing 2016. Okay, the headline news. Beijing CNN when Liu Yuan started playing the sax in the mid-1980s. Few people in China knew what jazz was. There was only 4 or 5 professional jazz musicians in Beijing. Liu recalls it was brutal. Bars and clubs were rare in the city. Liu says he had to beg the few bars that existed to let them perform, but the music that originated in the U.S. African American communities in the late 19th century as an emotional reaction to racial oppression has taken root in China's capital over the past 2 decades, and there's now a vibrant and fast developing jazz scene. Seeing the potential in the market, New York's Blue Note Jazz Club, one of the world's most renowned jazz clubs, is set to open a branch in Beijing in March 2016. Stephen Lee, who managed the Blue Note Beijing project, told CNN that the new club aimed to bring in top-level international artists targeting China's ever-growing middle class and overseas returnees. Okay, students, I'm going to stop right here, and let's go to the note I have prepared for you guys to study. Let's open up the note. Okay, now first, please read along with me the headline title. Most popular. How China is thriving. How China is thriving in. How jazz is thriving in China's ancient capital. Again, today's headline title. How jazz is thriving in China's ancient capital. Again, how jazz is thriving in China's ancient capital. Okay, now let's go to the vocabulary. There are two vocabulary words for today, and now we're going to discuss their meaning, usage, pronunciation, and definition. We're going to read along 2 times. The first time, just go over it. And second time, you can read along with me. Okay, now let's take a look at the first vocabulary words. Jazz. 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 Definition of jazz. English, none. A type of music of Black American origin, characterized by improvisation, syncopation, and usually regular or forceful rhythm. Emerging at the beginning of the 20th century, brass and woodwind instruments and piano are particularly associated with jazz, although guitar and occasionally violin are also used. Styles include Dixieland, swing, bebop, and free jazz. Example sentences. Even Dixieland and swing jazz for that era really have fast tempos. Origin, early 20th century perhaps, relative to Gism. The second vocabulary words, bebop. 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 Definition of bebop in English. A type of jazz originating in the 1940s and characterized by complex harmony and resonance. It is associated particularly with Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, and Dizzy Gillespie. Example sentences. As the chart boom took off, a schism developed between fans who maintained the traditional style for New Orleans music was the only true jazz and modern fans inspired by Charlie Parker's bebop. Okay, let's go over the vocabulary words again. This time I want to read along with me. Jazz. 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 Definition of jazz. English, none. A type of music of Black American origin characterized by improvisation, syncopation, and usually a regular or forceful rhythm. Emerging at the beginning of the 20th century, brass and woodwind instruments and piano are particularly associated with jazz, although guitar and occasionally violin are also used. Styles include Dixieland, swing, bebop, and free jazz. Example sentences. Even Dixieland and swing jazz from that era really have fast tempos. Origin, early 20th century, perhaps relative to Jason. Bebop, bebop, bebop. Definition of bebop in English: numb, a type of jazz originating in the 1940s and characterized by complex harmony and rhythms. It is associated particularly with Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, and Dizzy Gillespie. Example sentences. As the trap boom took off, a schism developed between fans who maintained the traditional style of New Orleans music was the only true jazz, and modern fans inspired by Charlie Parker's bebop. Okay, now students, it's time. We're going to redefine those two vocabulary words. We're going to use the spelling phonics, scale, and to improve spelling and the pronunciation, pronounces improvement and spelling improvement. Okay, let's take a look at the first vocabulary word, jazz. Early 20th century, perhaps related to Jason. 所以原本这个字跟 Jason 是有一点关系不过它现在它叫 jazz， 所以它只有一个音节 jazz。 onset 首音是 J， 所以它的首音是 J， 它的合音 nuclear 有母音，合音在 A。 coda 的话就是 ZZ， 所以我们看它是 CVCC， 典型的组合 CVCC， 那我们就套用 VCC jazz。 VCC short vowels J J， short vowel A double Z 只念一个省略一个 jazz， short vowel A again jazz。 CVCC VCC short vowel A J at J, A short vowel A double Z pronounce only one Z, Z jazz 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 again jazz jazz jazz。 好，我们看第二个单字 bebop bebop。 OK， bebop 呢，它是双重音哦，这个字蛮特别哈，就像我们的黑人喜欢念的那好像是声音的噗噗噗的那种声音哈，所以当然它是双重音哈，双重音在这边我们看双重音，我们标一个双重音出来哈。双重音，所以两个很特别哈，两个音节两个重音，所以第一个音节它有 onset B， 直接就跟 nucleus E， 所以它是 CV interpunct 的组合。第二个音节呢 onset B 一样 nucleus 合音在 O coda 在 P， 所以它是 CVC 的组合。所以这样蛮容易就看出结论了哈 B bop， 所以第一个音节 V CV interpunct， 所以我们就 vowel and interpunct 所以它第一个音节母音 E 是唯一的母音，母音用在最后一个字，所以它用的公式就是 vowel before syllable vowel before interpunct 所以在音节前 E 是唯一的母音，所以念长母音。那第二个呢 CVC， 所以 V and C vowel and consonant， V and C 就是 vowel and consonant， 母子音 short vowels bop bebop. Again, bebop. Bebop. V and consonant. V and C. Long vowel E. Short vowel O. Bebop. 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 OK， 同学们，我们再做两个单词最后复习。VCC short vowel jazz. 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 Bebop. 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 OK， 同学们，如果你觉得 David 老师用这种 phony 自然发音 phony 的方式带你进入 phonetic 音标的世界，并且用 phony 自然音标的方式，用线性符号来表达母音的短音、长母音、双母音、清母音，以及特殊的子音发音的方式，对你有所帮助的话，帮助到你的拼音逻辑的话，也欢迎大家用 Google Plus 加 David 老师做好朋友 David TTING88 Google 用把我加到你的Google Plus Friend Circle. You can add my add my username David TTING88 into your Google Plus Friend Circle, or you can also write email to me. My email account is davidting TTING88@gmail.com. And also I'm using line communicator. My line ID is davidting16888. Feel free to drop me a hi, drop me a message. And last, thanks for your video watching and video sharing my pronunciation videos. And I hope you the best to conquer English. 以上就是今天的 vocabulary of the day. 谢谢各位同学观赏。